Good afternoon. It's Natalie Zangon. I've been debating with myself a lot about this video and how to word it and what to say and what not to say. Um, Due to the request of people that have asked my thoughts about it, I'm going to try to give a few thoughts of my own from my heart regarding the suicide of Chaim Walder and the allegation and everything that came up. So some factors I want to focus on is the part of what can we do, where do we stand, and what do we do about it, and not to get caught up with things that doesn't really um, interfere with us. So I think it's about being more proactive and advocating and putting the right words, and especially with our children or our students, and educating is the most important factor, and awareness. I'm a big believer that parents need to be responsible and on the front line, and don't try to hide things from your kids, because one way or the other they're going to hear it from other people, and it's better for them to trust you and hear it from you and learn about it the effective way from their parents that they respect, rather than hearing it from their classmates, and if they bring it to your attention you deny it and they won't come back to you again. So number one lesson is that we should always teach ourselves and everyone else that a situation and a situation does not change the halacha and the standard of the Torah. Like the status and situation does not change the standard and halacha of the Torah. So let's, for example, the laws of yichud, the law of negia, the law of marat ayin, and all these forbidden interaction and relationships never change because of situation and status. They never ever change because of situation and status. So it's important for us to learn this and advocate it and verbalize it and always tell our children and ourselves that no matter where you are, no matter how gadol, no matter who the individual is, the law of the land, the law of the Torah does not change based on the status and the situation. What's emet is emet and forever is emet. So it cannot be changed around. I remember when I myself was in Israel in Neve Yerushalayim, I had this group of friends that were going to meet with this rabbi, and there were certain interactions he was doing that I did not feel right about, and I just felt that gut feeling, and I kept telling my friends, and they kept saying, "No, he's a rabbi. It's fine." I said, "No, like it's not okay. Like." He's asking to look at your hands. He's holding your hand while he's looking at it. He's doing these things. And is asking to meet with you guys privately. I'm not okay with that. I mean, this is just not comfortable for me. So, and also in the beginning, he asked to meet us in a group in Ben Yehuda, and he said, "Well, it's a public area and it's fine." And I realized he was kind of figuring people out to see who are the assertive one and who are the more passive ones to take it to the next level. And those of us that questioned him, those of us that stood against him and they said, questioned what he was doing, he did not continue to meet with in other locations, which led into a lot of other problematic things. So it's very, very important that parts of chutzpah in ourselves and in our children are needed, is essential. So being like a shemate and not having any verbal assertiveness is a problem. So it is important to teach our children and ourselves that some parts of chutzpah to defend yourself is essential and is needed and then is important. I always tell my children that whenever my husband is the rabbi of our Beit Knesset, when people come or they come by or they want to ask for donation, I say, you don't open the door on anyone. A stranger is a stranger regardless of what they look like, whether they have a black hat or a baseball cap, whether they have a beard or they don't have a beard. A stranger is a stranger. You do not open the door on them and you do not go next to them. You come and tell Ima or you tell Abba, and that's it is. And if they tell you, come here, I want to give you something, no. Or they come and they want to like ask you to come to the side, no. A firm no. You look into their eyes and you say no. And you practice that with them at home, that no candy, no toy, no anything is ever acceptable for you to go next to them and follow what they want. And the second thing is to go over, discuss, ask your children how their day was, what happened, what took place. Even if your children are working with professional or therapists or whatever it is, you ask about what's going on, what's happening, and you always make sure to emphasize in your children that status and situation never bends the law of halacha, never bends the laws of Torah, no matter what the status of the individual is. there are forbidden interactions and relationship that's never permitted, regardless of who the person is. What we need to do is help our community, and especially the mothers and the children, to become more assertive, more of an advocate for themselves, and also to stand up for each other. And if you see someone telling another girl to come on the side, you say to her name, no, come with me, or like that doesn't look right. You teach them about becoming more assertive and knowing that it's okay. Boundaries are good, gedarim are good, gates are good. We're not here to frighten our children. We're not here to scare them, but we are here to assert them that your body is yours and it belongs to you, and nobody has the right to touch it, regardless of what their prestige and their status is. Um, and it's really important to also teach our children that it's not about private parts of your body, it's your whole body as collectiveness. It's yours and belongs to you. And you have to understand that when children do not feel like they could be honest with their parents, when they don't feel belong, when they don't feel cared for, when they don't feel paid attention to, a lot of other problems also comes from that. As soon as they feel like someone is noticing them, someone is paying attention to them, and we got to be on guard for that. And also, this is a good topic that if it does come up, or like, why are some people getting rid of his books, why are some people not, to process and discuss and ask him, what do you think is the right way to deal with it? I know one of my kids, when we heard the story, she said to me, I don't think he's ever going to get to see um Mashiach, with like what happened. I don't. And then the other one said that, like, there were a lot that they said, but Ima, all his books talk about being moral. And I said, you know what, that's just how it works. Sometimes with certain topics, teaching it could be easier, teaching and preaching it, versus fully acting it. And I said, there's a lot of difference of opinions and difference of emotions and different groups dealing with this. Our main aim is to stand up and help everyone know that being a victim to these situations is painful, and we're here with them, we're here to advocate for them. And you need to know that you need to be an advocate for yourself, to verbalize when you see something. Talk to me about it, tell me about it. Doesn't matter to me who the person was. I want to hear what happened with you, and I will listen to you, and I'm here for you. So I believe the most important lesson is that we need to teach our children that standard does not change. This halacha and standard of the Torah does not change based on the situation and status of the individual. Thank you so much for watching. This is Natalie Zangon.